All right. What's up, good people? Just making sure we are good to go. Well, I know my sound is good because I was just talking to my special guest in the back. So I know we good. I see people making it on in. Make sure you hit the like button right now. Right now. Whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded, make sure you hit the like button. I gotta go ahead and do it myself and make sure that I'm in here. We're about to get this thing started. And yes, you are seeing it right in the title. STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But apparently, there's a push of some sort. I'm just finding out about this, where they're trying to put the arts in there. STEAM, not STEM. Science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics. So we're going to be getting into that when I come back and introduce my special guest. So let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Do not adjust your station. Yes, I am back on the air once again. Had to get it in with my special guest today, and I couldn't do it in the morning. We worked around his schedule and we made it happen. But today we will be joined by Keep It Techie, going over this issue of how they talked about. We know what STEM is, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but apparently there's people who try to smuggle the arts into there. So we're going to be talking about that and a number of other things. So strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it. Shout out to those of you made it in bright and early. Demetrius, I can't pronounce that name. American Negro, Jack Nickelback. What did that say? Dynamus? Bacchus? Man, I don't know what that is. The Mac the Trucker back. Yes, I'm back again. Bowdy Thug, JR. But without further ado, Keep It Techie. Welcome to the show. First time formally as a featured guest. Welcome, man.
Thank you, Benoit. I'm happy to be here, man. And I hope this, turns into a good conversation and everything. I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm not great with interviews, but I'm gonna do my best and and try to make this entertaining as well as informative as possible. So I appreciate it again for letting me on.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It was definitely entertaining that last time you was on with Theo, you Theo and Gabe. I was having a little nerd fight going on. I liked it. I liked it. That was one of my favorite shows. So no, we gonna be good. We gonna be good. Demetrius, man, I cannot pronounce that. Demetrius, hey guys, you smarter than me. Go ahead. What did I say? Demetrius, what's that?
He says
No, no, no,
they
no,
need
no,
to
no, 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 no,
change.
no, no, no.
Oh,
I'm trying to pronounce his name.
oh,
That.
Demetrius. Oh, I don't know.
Come on.
Higashiki. I don't want to mess it up.
Kata.
Yeah.
I think I gotta say, I was trying to see if you knew what that is, but he says they need to change that arts to agriculture. The agricultural industry is always in need of more farms, veterinarians and both exotic and reg and farm hand. Shout out to you. Appreciate that $5 super chat. Definitely. He says, "Hey gosh, Shekata." That's what he said right there. But either way, before we even get all the way into it, one thing I like to do first time interviewing somebody, I like to get a little bit of the backstory. How did they start doing the YouTube thing? Give your backstory, how you even got into tech and everything that you do, IT, all of that. You can give that backstory, and then talk about how you found yourself on YouTube doing this, and then how the hell you stumble into all these Negroes in the black manosphere.
Yeah, I got you.
So
I
yeah, you
got
can
you.
start with those and then work your way on through. Go ahead.
So first off, thank you again, Benoit, for letting me on. But my name is Josh. I run a YouTube channel called Keep It Techie, where it's specifically about the Linux operating system as well as open source technologies. And I created this channel. It was really started as like I don't know, kind of like tracking my journey of actually learning the Linux operating system, because I've been working in the IT field for a number of years. That's just my full background. 15 years I've worked in, different positions: network administrator, systems administrator, database administrator. So pretty much all these different areas in IT. And one thing I never did was work with the Linux operating system, which I heard good things about it, but I never looked into it or tried to learn it. And actually, when I first heard about it, was Unix that I heard about, which is basically Linux is a rewrite of Unix using the C programming language. But anyway, so I got my first job was actually a network administrator, and that's how I found out about the Linux operating system, because the other systems administrator there set up a lot of the systems on the network using the Linux operating system. He managed the firewall. He managed pretty much a lot of the infrastructure. He used a lot of Linux while setting it up. And so he was like, "Hey, you never used this before?" And I was like, "Nah, I ain't never heard of it," because I was fresh out of school. And when you go to a STEM degree, or go to get a STEM degree or a technology degree, it's mainly Windows focused, because Windows is the kind of standard, or was the standard at that time, of the operating systems that managed or was ran at most businesses in the US, as well as government. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
what we focused on. So it kind of turned into a hobby of learning Linux outside of my jobs. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I kind of got into Linux. And so it started off where I was just, kind of tracking what I was learning and doing videos on things that I was learning in it. And then also, this is one of the big things, I guess, that made me create the channel
Mhm.
and try to take it serious. This was when I first kind of stumbled into the manosphere.
Oh,
I
really?
started off, yeah, I started off, let's see, Phil
The
Levi.
manosphere inspired you to
Yeah,
to start your channel. And that's
yeah, it was
that's
that,
what's up.
more specifically O'Shea though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was, I don't know, he was the first person I found after I ran into like Phil Advise. I remember Tommy, but Phil Advise, and then I found O'Shea. And I remember like one of his videos, I had been listening to him for a while, but I remember one of his rants that he did. It was a live stream rant. And he basically was, he was basically saying, we need more brothers in all these different areas,
Yep.
To start creating channels. We need more channels in the Black manosphere and people bringing their expertise to the manosphere. And so I was like, well, this is something that I know about and I'm learning about. Let me try to introduce it the best way I know how, into this area, because it really doesn't tie, but you know what I'm saying? I'm Black, doing these videos. So I was like, I mean, it is considered manosphere. So I mean, even though it's
Yeah.
not talking about the normal topics that a lot of people that
Yeah,
are more
it don't
popular,
matter. I mean, hey,
you know,
brothers need it. So I mean, if
yeah.
you feeling the need, you're offering something. I'm sure you've made connections and you've
Oh
helped
yeah.
some brothers see that's what it's all about right there.
Hmm.
Help some brothers
Yeah.
along the way. But Kenny Khan joined the building, says salute Bernard for this show. Keep it techie is a professional example in his field. Like thumbs up and visit his channel. A good one. Yeah, I see moderators already on it, dropping the links right there. So we about to get into something that I definitely wanted to run this across your desk.
Got you.
Something that I saw that I stumbled into, and I was walking into a restaurant. This was a few months ago. This was actually a few months ago when I saw this. You probably can't tell what's going on in it right now. Oh shoot, I didn't even think I should have blurred out the name. Do not. Well, I mean, she's running for mayor, so it don't matter. I mean, she's a public figure. But but I saw this and it just took me aback, and I had to take a picture of it. Now, hopefully, y'all can see what I'm looking at here, where they say what I thought was STEM, but then I looked and I saw STEAM, and then I looked and said, so if y'all can see that, hopefully y'all can see it. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So when I saw that, my head starts spinning because when I think of arts, it's like that, on Sesame Street. I think it was, one of these things are not like the other,
Hmm.
you know what I'm talking about. That's exactly where my mind went when I saw that, and so I was just like, is this actually a thing? Is this
Hmm.
something that they're trying to do? Somebody put in the chat, do they think it's going to magically increase their salary or something? Like, so what's going on here? Break this down, man. What is
Okay.
happening here?
So I can break it down. I guess based on, I could use some anecdotal experience as well as just kind of break it down in general. So basically, if you guys don't know, STEM means I mean, you guys see it, but science, technology, engineering, math, and then the arts part of it. The reason that is being pulled into STEM, and I don't 100% agree with it, but I mean, there is a need when it comes to certain areas of STEM. Well, I mean, pretty much majority of it does fit, especially like engineering and technology. And the reason I say that because I always say this when it
Wait,
comes
hold
to
on, let me make sure I heard
programming.
this right. You said that the arts do fit with STEM.
Yes, in certain, yeah, in certain
All right,
areas.
you got to break that down and explain
All
that.
right. All right. And the reason I say that, because I mean, when it comes to, arts, um, to me, what pops up in my head is design, which is what's needed within the field, as well as it kind of ties to soft skills as well. But just to break it down as far as the design portion, when we speaking of tech, and I always say this when it comes to programming, you have to have uh, um, an open mind, and be able to solve problems and also add innovation to whatever you're building. So that's where the arts come into it. It's not like, oh, we trying to bring painters in it or drama people or whatever into it. You see what I'm saying? It's just mainly the mindset of the arts, if that makes sense to you, because
Okay,
that
but
that's that's
well,
my
what if you
understanding.
got the arts in the mindset, but when it comes to producing something tangible in the realm of science, technology, engineering, and math, you don't have that. You just have the creativity, the arts mindset. Like,
Yeah. And I think that's why they're throwing it in there like that. It's not really like a field per se. It's a mindset that they're trying to add to the STEM field, because most STEM fields, it's straight to the point. It's either this or that, especially when it comes to, math. You solve that problem. That's the way you solve it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like bringing in the arts, is the innovation portion. And let me use a better example. Robotics.
Okay.
So I mean that I don't know. Yeah, I mean you have to have um a different mindset in order to, I guess, just be innovative when it comes to things like that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that, I guess, that's the way I'm relating it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but so give me. Well, you said it's not exactly a field. 'Cause I was about to say, give me an
Yeah.
example of somebody of in any way arts divorced from engineering or creating something. Well, I guess what I'm trying to I'm still not hearing or seeing exactly how they connect. And
How
and
they
it,
could.
in this way right here. We know if you go to school and you get a job in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, we know and understand that okay, you got a job where you've actually done some actual tangible physical, well not physical, but that hard work that took some brain power, and you've acquired a skill that's worth this much on the market. If you,
Mm-hmm.
like they say, you might as well not even go to waste time going into debt, paying to go to college, unless you get in a career in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, unless one of those are your major. So from that perspective, it's clearly a distinction
Mm-hmm.
between science, technology, engineering, math versus the arts. Where in the arts, you people going to school get a 4-year degree in basket weaving. It's almost like they're trying to lump that in with people who done something in mathematics that's worthy of a job making $150,000 a year. They trying to lump in the basket weaving degrees with y'all. That's what it
Well, I
looks
don't
like.
I don't think it's more the degree, and that's the thing. That's why I say I don't. It doesn't fully represent what they're trying to push. What they're trying to push is, I would say, more arts, or more design, or more thinking of outside of the box when it comes to specific STEM. So science, technology, engineering, math, not the arts, but just incorporating some of the curriculum into that to I guess give them a better, or add like more problem solving, or more thinking outside of the box, as well as innovation to the fields. If that And that's my understanding of it.
All right, got you. Dunamis Bacchus in here. It says UI and UX. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, he's talking about just development of front ends of like application. That's kind of where it'll tie to as well, by building, and this is more tech, but UI UX is basically building the front end of applications. You have to have kind of a order stream mind in order to build the front of the actual application that's being used. So that is tech. You know what I'm saying? Because that's code running in the background that's presenting that to you in order to do whatever you're doing, whatever that application is supposed to do. That's what you're interfacing with in order to do whatever you're trying to do with that application.
Gotcha. All right. When you were on here before, it was a heated debate over whether or not brothers should go into CompTIA, if I understand that right. And it was so
Hmm.
funny because my son, well, stepson from when I was married, he's
Hmm.
he's going into it. He's taking some IT classes right now. And I was like, "You taking CompTIA?" He was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I was like, "I just assumed that's where you were starting based off what I had talked about on my show." So all I had in my head is Theo saying CompTIA a waste of time, you know.
Mhm.
But and I'm divided on. I mean, I'm not the authority on it, and I could tell that
Mhm.
there was multiple schools of thought. But do you think that it's a problem that even when a lot of brothers get into that, that they starting out too low at the basic level, or sometimes with a lot of them, is it harder to get to the next levels of it where that big money come in? Because it's one thing to say, hey, we need more brothers in STEM and tech and IT and all of that, but you know, in all practicality, and this is one of the controversial things I talk about on my show a lot, we can look at them standardized test scores of black people, not just black boys, but black girls too. They ain't knocking it out the park in mathematics either.
Yeah.
They scoring pretty mediocre or average at best on the on the on the math and science section of the SAT as well. So is it one thing that, you know, we're saying, hey, we need more brothers in STEM or brothers in IT, but in your field, in your practice and teaching and training and all of that, do you find that most of them showing up not even, you know, prepared for it, or is it just a matter of wanting to do it, or what would you say there?
It's to me, it's more of a matter of wanting to do it. I mean, yeah, um, some people are not on that level. As far as like the grade levels and all that stuff, and that's why I hop in and start pushing them towards certifications, because you can, you know, get this information for free, you know, online, and push forward and get into this field that way as well. I mean, it's best to get the best education, or push your kids to get the best education, so when they're coming out of high school, you know, they can um, excel, because nowadays they're actually doing a lot of the CompTIA style, you know, information is being put out in high school, middle school, and high school. My son is actually in middle school. He took a programming class. He took a Python class not that long ago. My oldest son, he actually took a Python class as well, and they were kind of ahead of it because I've been introducing this stuff to him as early as I can, and um, it's kind of hard to, you know, I guess it's kind of hard to put that message out there, because, I mean, I don't know, bro,
It's hard.
because
It's hard.
I
It's
mean,
hard to put
it's
what
at the
message out there.
that parents need to push STEM into, you know, their kids. I mean, it seems like other things are more important. You know what I'm saying? We all know those problems, but I mean, that's something that I think, you know, our community should be focused on doing, pushing them into these fields, because I mean, it's getting taught, you know, somewhat in certain places, not everywhere, but STEM is being taught in middle school, high school, but um, I don't think it's being taken advantage. Like all the resources out there are being is taken advantage of, you know, um, I guess at a you know, at a good rate. Let me say that. That
Mm.
makes sense. I hope I answered your question.
I no, I forgot what
Not
my
really.
question was. Yeah, I be
I'm sorry, man.
I know
I'm
I
not
be
great at interviewing, bro.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's me. I be spacing out. You late, Kill Deuce. You're late, but yeah, I hit 8K a little while ago, but sometime last week, I think. But thank you for the congrats. I do appreciate that. Do appreciate that, and I do appreciate everybody in here. Hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. When we was talking about it, we was going over the titles, and we kind of touched on this. Well, hold on, first off, before we move forward, I just want to circle back and just make sure. So with that arts, the A in STEM, turn it into STEAM. That's not no liberal womanist thing that they trying to smuggle in. That's
Nah, it's
okay.
not.
All right.
Let me make that clear. Yeah,
Yeah.
based on my understanding of that, and I haven't looked into it as deep as far as like the curriculum that they're pushing, but the arts is just something that they're tying into all of these four different areas of study: science, technology, engineering, math, based on my research. And it
Okay.
hasn't been that deep, it's kind of surface level, but um just to give people the, I guess, open their minds, and as
Mhm.
far as not opening minds, it sounds crazy, but kind of like add the um I don't know,
They're trying to
just
give a
the
art
art,
mindset
yeah,
to the
mindset to it.
yeah to the people who are just more just strictly,
Strictly straight
hard, just
by the
raw
book.
into the numbers. They trying
Yeah.
to get them into the realm of creativity because you obviously
Yes.
going to do more. You're going to do more with those numbers and everything, theories and all of that. If you have a creative mindset, so
Yes, exactly.
that's what they're trying to do. Okay, I thought it was a part of that, trying to give everybody a trophy and tell
Hmm.
the basket weavers that they're in
Nah.
there too. But okay, but all right, cool. No, got it. Want to make sure that we was clear on that one, because like I said, when I saw that image, the picture where it says S.T.E.M, I was definitely taken aback by that. But
Hmm.
the other thing that we had discussed, we talked about how brothers need to get into it now. What would you? Well, first off, let me see. Other than your YouTube channel, because I think you kind of touched on this. Like, you teach courses on this, right? Or no? Right.
No, I just mainly do videos showing people how to use open source software as well as the Linux operating system. But
Okay,
I
so you
do
don't.
bring people on and interview them that currently work in the IT field, just to get a different perspective from mine. Because we all you can bring in 20 different, let's say, network engineers,
Hmm.
and they'll tell you 20 different ways on how to actually get into network engineering. You see what I'm saying? So I bring that in, I bring people in to get different perspectives and different, information on how they actually got into the field. So it can help people that actually watch it. So
Right. No, hood service, relax, relax. He said kids about to get super dumb. No. I asked him about that because I've actually I saw them putting the arts in STEM, turning it into STEAM. And that's why I wanted to bring him on and ask him about that. And he kind of cleared it up that it's not the liberal womanist agenda trying to take over. I thought it was, but no. But he said that's not necessarily was happening right there. So relax. We could put away our pitchforks and lanterns and all of that. We don't got to do a witch hunt, not yet. We still watching. But shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. He says a lot of STEM is more analytical and think the same. Function is needed, but anesthetics plays a factor as well. Steve Jobs would be that an artist. Thank you for the
mhm,
super chat. Appreciate that.
I agree with
So
that.
so yeah, I get that. I get that I get that to some degree. Those that are the best that really excel at it, they are creative as well. They are
Mhm.
creative with what they do and how they put it. He says, I don't believe you. You need more people. Hey, I asked him the question. He gave the answer. He said that's not what's going on. So we're gonna trust him for now. But we're gonna do some further research. We gonna
Yeah.
but so all the people you talk to, you interview, um, like what do they say as far as brothers in IT? They're like the percentage that go into it is just not high enough, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, it's one thing I can say about it, and this is more anecdotal, you know what I'm saying? It's based on my experience, but every position that I've worked in, and I've worked in, pretty high positions, kind of low positions as well. A lot of times, I'm the only black guy in the room, you know, um, and I've worked on government contracts, I've worked in the civilian sector. A lot of times it's just me, you know what I'm saying? And there occasionally you'll run into, you know, another black guy or something in there, but the numbers also reflect this, as well. Like I did a little research before this, live stream, and I just wanted to, I don't know, just show you a chart. But as far as the STEM field stats, and this is based on employment data from 2017 to 2019, and this is from Pew
Can you do it?
Research.
Can you
You
screen
want me to
share it
share
or
it?
no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you.
absolutely, absolutely. We need,
Okay.
we black folks, we need visual aids, man. Break out the
Okay.
Crayolas and
I
all of that.
got you. I got you. I got you.
Don't give us a visual aid. But while you pull that up,
Uh-huh.
KD in the building with the $100 super chat. And I ain't even been playing no drops. If somebody drop $100 on it, we gotta have Smokey count it for us to see if it's all there.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
Wait a minute, that's $100.
Man, can't thank you enough, KD. Can't thank you enough, KD, man. You dropping so much, man. I need to talk to you, man. Gotta bring you in for an interview. You like turning into like another Theo or Ike around these parts, man. We yeah, we like brothers who definitely support this space. Like, hey, can't say enough about you. Can't say enough about you, man. Hit my email. But Sir Tyson in the building says, shout out to my fellow techie Echo. Keep it techie. Salute. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Sir Tice, definitely appreciate you coming through. Appreciate when people like, look, I'm not, well, put it like this, man. When I do streams like this, it's like, the brothers, they still come through and they support it. And I definitely appreciate it. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. He said, how long until they add a G for gender stuff? Ain't gone, man.
Nah.
They Ray Alexander in the building. He says Chad Hurley, one of the founders of YouTube, has a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. All right, but I appreciate you brothers supporting the stream. Let's see what we got here. If you could zoom in on that too, we appreciate that.
Got you.
And I can drop my I got my stuff in the way. Hold on, let me move that real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I can get that out your way. All right.
That should bring it in a little more
right,
too.
So
but anyway,
this is
some stats basically. And it's the racial and ethnic representation of STEM jobs. And this is from 2017 to 2019. And this was done by a company called Pew Research. It's an organization. I think who's that? Old man, I guess referenced them on your earlier stream. I think he said Pew Research. But anyway, I've been, using them for a little while as well, by doing, certain research. But anyway, if you look right here on the right here under white, that's a representation of all the jobs within the STEM field, that are white, that have white people in them. You know what I'm saying? And then the next one is other, so unknown, and then Asian, they're number 2, and then Hispanic number 3, and then look where we are, black man. I'm just saying, we at the bottom of it, pretty much all of it, except for maybe health related, what it says 11%, but we're at the bottom, when it comes to all STEM, 11% of the jobs out there, or black people in it. And I've seen that, throughout my career actually working, and it was probably less than that, years when I started, you know what I'm saying? And because I remember, just growing up, just certain conversations I would have with people, that I would grow up with or whatever. And I've even said this, I'm guilty of saying this, but somebody will say, oh, you could work on computers, you know what I'm saying? Or that conversation would come up, and somebody either I would say it or somebody else would say it, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's for white people, man." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's not, black people ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not black people jobs. And I hate that I said that now. You know what I'm saying? I wish I can go back and slap myself when I was younger and say, hey man, I mean, you should be well, and then I didn't know my future, but still, you know, I wish I hadn't said that, but we dead last at the end of the day in all of the STEM fields or the STEM areas. And so it's important for us to start getting into this because it's going to be incorporated. All these STEM jobs are basically being incorporated into all industries. You're going to have, some form of STEM. You're going to have to understand computers, going forward as far as getting into the workforce. You're gonna have to understand it. It's no way around it unless garbage man, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. And eventually that's gonna probably get automated. So somebody somebody is gonna write some code and automate that process probably. You know what I'm saying? So um not all jobs gonna go away, but majority of them are gonna be, STEM related, or you're gonna have some STEM, you're gonna have to have a STEM background. If that makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm looking at this. Well, okay. Look,
Oh
well,
yeah.
it's when you look at all STEM jobs. I mean, not to listen. We be taking little small trophies sometimes, but they had when it come to all STEM jobs, Hispanics they had 8%, we had 9%. So it's like
Yeah.
we scraping the bottom, but not at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're
And
second
that's
from last. We're second from last.
yeah. And that's because they're health related. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we do have a lot of, and that it doesn't break it out by gender.
Health related,
So
do CNAs count for health
yeah,
related?
that's probably where it's
Ah, they just took away our third place trophy that fast. I was celebrating the third place trophy, but now I can't even celebrate.
sorry, man.
God
But
damn
I
it!
mean, this should be something, that should be in the forefront in a lot of conversations, and not saying it should take over everything. We can all talk about whatever we want to talk about,
Oh,
but
no doubt.
this is one of those things that I think is important and should be pushed. And I know it's because I'm a tech guy as well, but that's why I say it. But I think it is something that's gonna bite us in our ass if we don't hop into it. So
Yeah, yeah, just all day. And one thing that's funny because we'll talk a lot about the wage gap
mhm.
and all kind of things like that. I'm talking about the gap between black and white. We're not even talking about men and women. We're talking about the gap between black and white when we're talking about income. A lot of that can come down to, and I listen, it would be hard to do the math on that and probably need somebody smarter than me to really do it. But I do believe if you adjust it for STEM degrees, hell, and felonies, because you get a felon, if you're a felon, you can't get too many good jobs. Adjusted for STEM degrees and felonies, I guarantee the gap between black men and white men shrinks, if not full blown. It, I would venture to say it probably would disappear. Just STEM degrees alone. STEM
Mhm.
degrees alone. That's why I beat up on brothers when they start spending too much time talking about racism and white supremacy and all of that. But a lot of that is in our hands if we go into the right fields, excel in
Yeah.
the right fields. But then it goes back to again. It all connects all the manosphere topics because it goes back to what we talk about. We talk about the reading level of black children, and we're
Yeah.
talking about how well black children do in school. Then it turns into a whole nother thing. Okay, well, how are we raising our kids, and are we even raising them from jump to even be in position to graduate high school and have what it takes? If they're not scoring what it, like I said before, if they're not scoring what they need to score on the math and science section of the SAT, is one thing to say, okay, push them out the door at 18. All right, go be an engineer. It's like it doesn't work that way.
hmm
So
and that's why I think it's important that people that are in the field should you know, lift a voice, you know, put it out there, you know, flaunt a little bit, you know, so to speak. So young people, just like these young people see all these rappers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go full blown, you out here, you know, in a t-shirt with, you know, your hat turned backwards, talking about, yeah, get in the tech field. Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we should at least put ourselves out there so the youth will know that this is possible. This is a field that you can actually get into and excel. You know
Hey,
what I'm
you lost.
saying?
You lost. You said the youth.
My bad.
Hold on, no, whenever black people trying to inspire the youth and they
Yeah.
say youth, I'm like, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Hey, certain words come
I
out. I
know.
ain't gonna lie to you. I'm from Louisiana,
I
so
know.
certain.
No, I know how it go, man. That's how
Yeah,
we are. No matter with a lot of black people, no matter how smart, how educated we are, it's certain little things we gonna
yeah,
talk like that. Like I said, not we're
yeah,
going to. We gonna talk like that for the rest of our life.
yeah.
That's how it is. But I think Obsidian the one that got me laughing whenever I hear somebody, because he did a whole show where he said youth like 100 times on the show, but he
Mhm.
made sure he put a hard F on it every time. So whenever I hear somebody say youth, I'm done. It cracked me up. But you're right, man. It does start with the youth. No ifs, ands, or
Mhm.
buts about that. It starts with the youth. 411 Talk Zone Radio Show channel says, shout out to you and keep it techie. I have a BS in civil engineering from Temple
Yes.
University. Shout out to you. I see that brother a lot on Little Big Nate channel. Little Big Nate will be on my show tomorrow. So yeah, be looking out for that one. But shout out to 411 Talk in the building. All right, we came on at 6:30. Now this one we probably want to wrap it up at 8 o'clock. I didn't tell you how much time, but I said we was going to do 2 hours when we was shooting for 6, but had to move it to 6:30. So we're gonna do an hour and a half. So I do want to drop the link so
Okay.
somebody want to come up and weigh in on this, and we'll give it 45 minutes of a panel.
Okay. Yeah,
See if
no problem.
people want to come up and join the convo. The link is in the chat for those of you that want to join the convo. Chris says Black Tech Twitter. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Hashtag Black Tech
shout
Twitter.
out. Yeah, shout out Chris, man. Yeah. Black Tech Twitter is real big on, you know, well, obviously it's in the name in the hashtag,
It's
but
big on
Twitter.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Black Tech Twitter is
nah.
big on TikTok.
Yeah, but it's big on Twitter, man, and it's a lot. That's one thing that's connected me with a lot of people that are in tech. That hashtag right there is super dope, man. You meet so many people, and that's how I was able to find so many people that I've brought on for interviews through that hashtag. Just adding it to, you know, my post on Twitter, and you know, people communicating. It's like it's a whole like sub community, because you know there's Black Twitter hashtag. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but this one is dope as well. You know what I'm saying, for the tech folks out there.
Absolutely. Car designer Chris says, I have a bachelor's. Yeah, I just pulling up stunting with all y'all degrees, huh? Yeah. That's like them black women. I'm a PhD. Y'all know how man. He said, I have a bachelor's in industrial design and video gaming design. Hey, that's what's up. Who doesn't
Yeah,
want a degree in video gaming design? He says, and now I work for General Motors making what is basically video games. That is pretty cool.
yeah,
That is pretty
and
cool.
that's where that A kind of ties into it. Not saying he needed the coursing for that, or the curriculum, the arts curriculum for that. I mean, he probably already had the artist background, or he's probably been drawing or writing or creating games or graphics design. You know, but you know that can help with that type of area of IT. So
Okay.
just wanted to add that.
No doubt, no doubt. Professor Black Ops in the building. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What you got, man?
I just came in here to support my man, Keep It Techie. He kind of brought me to the tech space. I do cybersecurity, so Just trying to add more brothers and black people to the game. And like you said, we're gonna protect the youth with an F. Got to make sure they're okay. So I just want
Yes.
to come in here and just support my man any way I can. Just come up for a few minutes. Just shout out to, I call them the tech bros. Keep it techy as well as sharing your platform with the little people. I got 733 subscribers, so I'm super happy today. So
Hey, what's your channel? Put the link to your channel in the private chat. I'll go ahead and drop it. I'll
okay,
drop your channel in there. And
I appreciate
moderators, hopefully y'all not slipping. Hopefully y'all dropping Keep It Techie channel in there. Spam it out. Spam it out. Keep spamming it. So people can go over there. New people keep coming in. People keep coming and going. So when somebody new come in, want them to be able to click the link on to Keep It Techie's channel. So y'all make sure y'all keep doing that. Make sure y'all keep it going. Make sure y'all keep it going. And you drop yours in the private areas. I see it right there. And now I can drop your channel into the chat. We got Engineering Cannabis in the building. What's going on?
Hey man, what's happening? It's trying to support Keep It Techie. And also the topic of STEM and STEAM and all that.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you took us back to that, because I want y'all to come up here and tell me why Keep It Techie is wrong. Because I was ready to start my witch hunt if I thought they was trying to smuggle in some old liberal agenda into the science and mathematics. So I came for a witch hunt, and Keep It Techie brought me down. Man, I was like, damn. I was reaching for my pitchfork and my tiki torch. I was ready to go, and then he just ruined the party. But hopefully y'all can prove him wrong. What's up with that? What's up
Keep
with
It Techie, he's kind of right. It's okay. Look at YouTube. YouTube again is an art. It's an art form with content creators, but it's again controlled by an algorithm. The algorithm controls YouTube. So again, that's math. That's science. It's one in one. Look at NFTs, the rise of NFTs, blockchain. That's art. That's one in one. So we can't separate art and engineering and STEM. They're now one and entwined together. Right now, I can write algorithms to detect fraudulent art, and it pays millions. That's art and algorithm creation. That's AI. So art and STEM are one and the same right now, and it's not gonna differentiate. Even designing, look at Elon Musk. He's trying to design a whole system, a whole creation of system. He basically hires artists, so it's one and the same. Art and STEM are not gonna. It's as it evolves, it's gonna be one and the same. So if it's not gonna be STEAM, but I'm just gonna say art and engineering and math are gonna be one and the same as it evolves over time. It's not gonna differentiate. It's always gonna be one and the same. YouTube algorithms, YouTube. So you just go from there.
All right, hood conservative man, put away your pitchfork, man. I know you came with your tiki torch and your pitchfork and all that, but no, they said that the arts can sort of belong in there, but anyway, what you got, man? Are you there? Oh, there you go.
Give me like 2 minutes, bro. I'm going through a bad spot.
Okay, cool. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay. We got NY. Shout out to E Love. He said pot smoking oil painters enrolled in the engineering school. That's some some steam for you right there. But make sure y'all sub to Keep It Techie. Make sure y'all sub to Keep It Techie. And I just dropped the link to the brother Professor. I'm about to mess up his name, Professor Black Ops. Just dropped the link. He got 700 something subs. Hey, we can inch him a little closer to 1,000. Inch him a little closer to 1,000. So who else we got in here? We got NY in Doctor. Okay, I can't see that as two. Hold on. Don't help me. I can blow it up. All right, NY Y Dunbar PhD. Y'all know I need glasses.
Yeah, that's Dr. Dunbar, man. Salute to
Yeah,
you,
Bernard,
Dunbar.
I'm a Michigan grad, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I've been telling do you still live in Michigan?
Nah, I'm in DC. I'm a regulatory scientist in DC.
Yeah, see, I've been telling everybody when I get a whole new. It's in the works. It's in the works. He'll probably come in the next month or two. Have a whole new setup with multiple mics, set up for in studio guests and everything. So everybody in this space that's in Michigan, if you're close by, you know. So, but you ain't. I mean, hey, you may find yourself out here. I don't know if you got people out here, but anyway, I've been just rounding up people that's in Michigan that's in this space that y'all gonna be coming in studio with me, if you're
All
up for
right.
it. But yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So go
Well,
ahead, what you got?
well, you know, pre-pandemic, I was coming up there for a game or going back to my department like once or twice a year. So I suspect I'll do that again soon.
Okay.
But I just want to come up real quick. My science channel recently crossed 1,000. And like what Keep It Techie said, I think in terms of the imaging, we got to do kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan and take control of it ourselves. Because the powers that be don't necessarily have an interest in showing us. So I just wanted to say that I just had Brother X over a couple weeks ago to talk about his career or his knowledge of mechanical engineering. I had another atmospheric scientist over from Arizona State a couple weeks ago, and I want to turn my channel into a STEM hub. So I want to have other tech guys and engineering guys come over. So Keep It Techie, I want you next, man. So if anyone's interested, if anyone's interested, I might have scribbled your email address down a couple weeks ago when we talked, but I want to have other guys like yourself over to talk about what you're doing. Because I can only talk about the biomedical sciences because that's my background, but I want to open it up to everything.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely need to hook up. Hood Conservative, are you there? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Did you bring your pitchfork?
Yeah, but it's only like one prong on it, so it's not gonna be that bad.
Okay.
But no, like here's a question I have. Not so much attacks, because honestly, I can buy the overall argument that there is a somewhat of a quasi area for the arts under the umbrella of like tech, engineering, STEM, all that stuff. Because think about it, designing. Let's say you want to just make a simple circuit, right? And the circuit it's a completely closed circuit. That is a relatively simple thing. Now put that circuit into like a headset and make it a pair of glasses. At a certain point, the design does become a matter of art. And even like when you're talking about programming and like how you actually construct these technical devices, there is the technical side of ones and zeros, but how do you compile these? How do you comprise these ones and zeros into a product that people want to buy? Why do you think Apple is so loving? I mean, it's so loved by its fan base because it makes beautiful products. So I'm not totally against it in theory, but I have serious misgivings about just the complete envelopment of the arts into STEM. Do you feel like as tech guys that including the arts into STEM would somewhat diminish what it means to be a man of the STEM world? Because you're now opening your ranks to all the blue-haired, funny glasses wearing people, the guys who pee in jars and say it's religious art. Like there's a weird gray area you're exposing yourself to.
I knew the pitchfork was coming. I knew he was bringing that pitchfork and tiki torch. I knew it.
But it's just a little one though.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't think it will, and the reason I say that because this is like I kind of look at it more in the programming area of IT. You gotta be able to think outside the box. It's not simple as somebody's giving you something you have to put together. You have to come up with a creative way of actually putting that together. There's a problem right now, and I apologize, I should have brought this up first, but there's a problem right now where we're bringing in a whole bunch of data now that they don't know what to do with, and they're trying to come up with innovative ways to actually use this data. That's where the issue is. And so just having that way of thinking outside of the box can actually help as far as developing and using this data to benefit society. So that's where I see, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't think it will diminish, because I've programmed as well. I've had to write applications, and I had to get into a different mindset of understanding how to present the information that I'm putting so the people will actually use it. So that was kind of the whole artistry coming out. And I'm not an artist. I couldn't draw for shit in high school or middle
Yeah,
school.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? But
Question.
it came out in the code. You see
How
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
how,
Yeah.
how do you how do you make that a curriculum though? That's the problem I have. Like even with art schools, right? There's a side of art that's very technical. You know, how do you master this particular style of artistry, right? There's a technical side that's, you know, relative to ones and zeros, right? If you do this in this manner, you will create this type of work. However, how do you make beauty teach that? And this is why I kind of have a weird problem because in the area of science and math, beauty is irrelevant. Beauty is a byproduct. Either it works or it doesn't. And you're introducing soft sciences into the hard science field. I see problems ahead.
Well, I'm not pushing it. I'm just I get what you're saying though. You're not talking about me specifically. I get it. Go ahead, engineer.
I'll
My bad.
say I'm quite indifferent. Not indifferent. I'm quite no. I don't believe that. It's already okay. I have, for instance, I'm in the data science AI. I have sociology major working with me. I have music major working with me. I have all these majors working with me, creating innovative work. For instance, Siri. Siri was created by a data scientist who was a music major. Siri is a natural language processor. It's it was because of a music major that was created. Sociology, the study of sociology, study of there are numerous aspects of sociology. Sociology can study men and women, the activities of men and women, the dating apps and all that. That's art. Trying to create a way to meet for men and women to basically connect and all that. Creating that atmosphere, that's art itself. So I think what you're trying to basically remove art from what's already existing. It's existing. As science evolves, art will evolve with the science itself, and they become one. Trying to say artists will basically be separate from STEM, and it's impossible. The curriculum will come together. Again, I'm learning how to draw just because I'm trying to build an algorithm to learn how to detect forgery. I'm just learning how to draw, and I don't want to learn how to draw, but I love algorithms, so I got to learn the process of drawing. So that's art. So it has to be one and the same. So these are the way you need to think. Art and engineering and math are not going to be separate. They're going to be evolved into the same aspect. So trying to separate it, I think it's impossible at this point.
How do you teach them together though? That's not the issue. Like
You
arts
teach
have
them.
always existed.
You teach them together. You teach them basically by making sure, knowing how those two come together. Again, how do you teach your YouTube creator to do analytics? He has to do it to know how to basically retain his audience. Bernard, don't you do analytics? You look at your analytics, right?
Well, I don't do analytics.
Well, you look at
I
it.
look at them. Yes, yes.
Okay, don't you have to look at them just to know what your audience wants and needs?
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of art. That's how you train them. They have to be one and the same. This is how it's going to evolve. He at the beginning, I'm sure he didn't think he's gonna be looking at his analytics and saying, okay, this. No, but because they're one and the same now, he has to look at it. So this is how it's going to evolve.
How was looking at the analytics? How was that art looking at analytics?
No, art again. The art is your process of talking, your process of deliverance, your process of content creation. That's the art. The analytics is the science behind it. So they come in one and the same. So the art is what you're doing. The art is your content. The art is the delivery. But you need the
Uh,
science to identify where your art is going to. That's why you need the analytics. So they go one in one. They go hand in hand. So that can't be separated right now. It's going to evolve to that
well,
point.
can I make a counter proposal? It seems almost, and I'm stretching a little bit. I'm making a metaphor that kind of just occurred to me, but this seems like the attempt to blend science and religion. and maybe they were meant to be separate for a particular reason that we just can't really understand.
The religion is another part. I'm just talking about art. Yeah,
Well, well,
religion.
well, no, no, no. The relationship between math and art is this also similar to the relationship between
M-
science and religion, and
Math
that's why I'm
and
kind of looking at weird parallels here.
math and art is just beyond. They've always been coexisting long beyond from the days of the ancient Egyptians building pyramids. Those are art geometry. That's the art and geometry. They've coexisted long, long, long before decades ago. So right now it's evolving. So that's how art and science has always evolved. Again, art and science has always been hand in hand. So it always will evolve as time goes by.
Well, before we go
Hey
any
everyone, sorry
further,
to interrupt.
hold on,
Sorry.
real quick, hold on,
Sure, sure.
Before, wait, no, hang on for a second, Before we go any further, no one says engineering check and BS and chemical engineering out of Skegee. Always room for engineers in the 50-year-old chemical plants around the U.S. A good way to come up and make bank. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Also, we got car designer Chris back in here. He says the automotive field is 50% design and arts, and now we are using gaming technologies. All cars are made by art students. What do you mean by all cars are made by art students?
Probably designed.
Yeah, he's probably talking about design.
You mean they
Sketching
drew
out.
up, they
So,
sketched out the exterior design of the car.
right, real quick.
But that's the
Actually, that's
thing.
me with the
These are
Yeah,
shoe.
distinct
I'm
arts
with
that,
you.
or distinct
Hey, hold on, real
visions.
quick. I'm with you, Hood Serpent. I know where you're going. I'm 100% with you.
There's a
Sketching
caveat to
out,
that, by the way.
Yeah,
and drawing the exterior of a vehicle. That just sounds. I mean,
it's
that's
not
not
just the
dealing with.
exterior.
It's the digital arts.
It's not just the exterior though.
Wait a
They
minute. Wait a minute.
design the engine compartment. They design
Well, see, that's
the
not the art people.
interior.
That's not the art people. So there's a caveat to that kind of design. So it goes through processes where art people do sketch out the vehicle, but then engineers come in and check the efficiencies
So
and change.
that's why I said 50% of the people
I don't,
making
but that
cars.
doesn't sound like 50% to me.
No, it's
Because
not.
none of it works unless the people who do real science
Exactly
come in and do it. So it's almost like a
starting point.
It's almost like 10, 90, 10, if you
Distinct
ask me.
disciplines.
No,
They
so
are
you
they are
guys
distinct
are actually,
disciplines, bro. That's my point.
no, you guys are pretty much on point. The upfront work is made by designers. No car leaves the automotive field that was not okayed by the designers. If engineers made cars, they would look like bread boxes. They'd be really safe, but
True,
they'd be
very
ugly
true.
to drive. Now, with that being said, the STEM and digital arts is pretty much what drives the automotive field. It's a two-process tier, if you say. You have designers, you have engineers. They work side by side. Now there's a melting of the two fields, because most of your new designers are coming out with technical art degrees. Hence, you got video game designers working now in the automotive field.
See, but that's not really arts, is it? That still
Wait,
falls under STEM.
right. No, wait a minute. And that's the consumer market. So you're selling
Exactly.
things to people. They have to be beautiful. If you
Yeah.
were making, like you said, if an engineer made it, it wouldn't be beautiful. It would be efficient as hell. So
And it
that's
wouldn't
kind of the
fit.
problem I'm highlighting. These are distinct disciplines. And so I'm just asking for the sake of conversation and philosophically, how would you intellectually, educationally blend these distinct disciplines? They are distinct for a reason.
Well,
Here's how. Here's
that's why I
how.
want. Wait, hold on. Before you get started, there's something that you guys need to reference as well. These are the type of people that do these two very distinct different tasks are different thinkers.
That's true.
You can't train one to do what the other. You can't combine. So what you guys are describing already exists. There's STEM people and then there's art people. For some reason, we want to bring it all into one, I guess, to make the art people feel important. But
exactly.
They already have their thing. There's no reason to bring them into the whole STEM process because honestly, you can't train an artist to do STEM stuff. It's not going to work the other way.
Oh, wait a minute.
And that's
I'm
true.
an
That's
artist.
and that's
Hold on.
Wait a minute. I'm an artist.
Wait a second. I'm going to Christopher Hall, and we're going to shoot it back up to keep it techie. But I do got to ask Turf Teller.
Truth.
If that's,
Yeah.
Truth
Teller.
Teller.
Yeah.
Truth Teller. I'm sorry. I guess it's too small. I can't see it. But Truth Teller, I do got to ask you, because you're more in agreement with me and Hood Conservative is saying, do you work in any IT, tech, or STEM field?
Yes. I'm an engineering program manager.
Okay, great. So there is one STEM guy on our side here. That's what I was hoping. I was fishing for that one at least. All right, Christopher Hall, you was trying to jump in and say something.
Right. So I was trained in S.T.E.M. So I'm the guy, car designer, Chris, by the way. Got a couple of
Hey, thanks for those super chats. Appreciate you.
No problem, bro. Support. So in Michigan, there's a big push for STEM because the automotive field needs more designers. The same guy who will work for GM or Chrysler also can work for Apple or go to California and make video games, et cetera, et cetera. What's happening is I didn't have to, but I learned to write code in college in my video game field. But I also had to sketch out the process first. Sketching and drawing is a form of planning. It's a way to think about the end result. Now, you're right, code engineering is the other half of the equation, but up front, the first work, half of the work, the heavy load is made by design and art. You would not drive or we pick our cars for the aesthetics. We don't pick the car because of the engineering. The chassis is the more superior chassis. Even the Corvette or a Porsche Ferrari, which are engineering feats, right? Let's say that's an engineering marvel, are still picked because of the beauty of the lines. You can't do one without the other. The merging has already happened. That's my opinion anyway.
No, and I understand. Hold on, we're gonna throw it back to keep it techie, but what I'm hearing is that okay, there's carpenters or architects who actually got to do some work to make sure that house is going to be put together right and built properly, and it's going to stand up. If it's a 2 or 3 story house, that second story has to hold up for 100 years. It's some actual work in brain power and understanding how to do that. The art aspect of it is it's almost like it's lumping in the person who picks the design of the shutters and what color they're going to be versus what color the siding is going to be and what color the shingles on the roof is going to be, and then the eaves trough is going to be that color, and then we're going to get a deck and we're going to paint it this color. It's almost like putting that guy in with the hard work that the architects and the carpenters did, reading the blueprint and actually building it. It's almost like lumping in it's lumping in the guy who matches the shutters and the drapes and stuff with it. It's like
here's
the guy who paints your house is an artist too. The painter is an artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let me say this though.
But the argument is we don't want to live in an unpainted house, so we got to put them in with the architect.
Yeah, but let me say this though. I think they're putting it out wrong. If this is something new that they're pushing, because based on my surface level knowledge and research that I did on this, that A should be a lowercase a in the STEAM, meaning that they're just gonna incorporate just some of the curriculum into the STEM fields, so it still will be just science, technology, engineering, math, but some of the curriculum will include some arts classes in it. You see what I'm saying? Because based on research that I've seen, that solving problems in a more innovative way that can be done by adding those types of courses or getting that type of mindset into some of the STEM fields. Yeah, it's still ones and zeros at the end of the day on the top level, but at the end of the day, it'll just bring that innovation into it. That's my understanding based on reading it.
Yeah, that keyword innovation.
Yeah.
Innovation encapsulates both art and engineering. Innovation in iPhone, art and engineering. Innovation is just trying to basically bring those two together. And you're talking about the house. At the end of the day, it's an objective. The objective is satisfy a customer, to get a pleasing house to the customer. The customer doesn't care who builds it or what he comes. The customer cares how my house is. How does it look? How do I enjoy it? Again, it's a combination of both art and science, and that's how it's going to
Wow.
be.
You know what? You just exposed it to me anyway. This is the bending of education for consumer market. That's really what's happening here. Instead of applying education for the purpose of expanding knowledge, we're actually trying to nail down the consumer market.
That's what education's always been about, though.
Education,
Yeah,
innovation,
yes
and
and no.
it's to satisfy human, to increase human innovation and all that. It's still going to again require both to coordinate art and engineering.
Wait, okay, and never mind. I'm having
Well,
go ahead, whoever was trying
well,
to talk.
you can kind of add it to. I mean, you can kind of look at it this way as well. I mean, it's just like there's always been this problem in the IT field of guys, not like one of you guys said one of the stereotypes earlier, you know, the geeky guy with the glasses or whatever. It's always been that perception of what an IT guy is, not having any soft skills. So that's one thing that's being pushed into the field as well. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I first started, I preferred to sit in a server room. I didn't want to interact with many people. So those soft skills are important in order for you to excel in this industry as well. And what I mean by soft skills, I mean you guys should know what soft skills are, but you know, presenting yourself or you know, all those basic soft skills. So I mean, I don't know if that relates or if that makes sense as well, but
Well,
I'm just adding
Alan
it to
Roger
it.
Curry could help more with that. Like, really.
What?
ARC could help
Oh,
more
yeah.
with the soft
I didn't
skills.
get it
Like,
at first, but I get
if
it.
that's what we're after, like, let's cut right to the chase. They'll love you in the office if you go to his trainings.
You know,
I ain't got nothing to say about it. Go ahead.
One other thing is they're also using S.T.E.M. So, side note, I teach kids also how to make video games, right? And when I'm teaching them this, I'm saying to them, you know, if you go to digital art school or design school and you graduate with a bachelor's degree, you start in the automotive field with, say, for instance, at $75,000 a year. So if you're 25 making 75, what will you make by the time you're 35? It's a recruiting tactic at the same time to get people who would not be interested in engineering to think about more technical fields. And so if you say that it's not technically STEM and it's more STEAM, at the end of the day, if it's getting more African American kids who play video games to now think about going making video games, and therefore they can then help design cars, that's a win.
Shout out to Dr. Thunder says the education system primarily is about fostering compliance. Innovators often are not in need of schooling. That is an interesting point. Oh, I thought the link was in the chat. I've been put the link out there for you, Gabe. As soon as I saw you take that shot at Theo, I dropped that link for you. So yeah, definitely come on up. Jackie Jack, I see you in the back. That's why I asked you. Answer my question that I asked you in the private chat. I mean, it's men talking. We talking about women. You can come up, but I said if you have a STEM degree or work in STEM or something, then you can come and contribute to the conversation. But yeah, you know.
I think I disagree with that last comment.
But Gabe A, there's the link right there. Damn it, I put it in the back chat. Wait, hold on, Gabe A. There you go, Gabe A.
What were you saying you disagreed about? I didn't catch it.
The comment about the innovators without education.
Yeah, well, that's a thing though. Like Bill Gates is famous. What didn't he like start on his own? Like there's certain guys who need nothing
Bill
or
Gates
next to
dropped out of
nothing.
college. The guy who made Twitter dropped out of college. The guy who made Facebook dropped out of college.
That doesn't mean they
I
didn't
think
have
that's his point.
education.
I think
That
that's his
doesn't mean they
point.
didn't. But see,
No,
don't
hold on,
misinterpret
real
that.
quick. Truth teller.
Yeah, that
I
don't mean
think
they didn't have education.
I think his point is that they were innovators to the point to where, you know, teaching them the arts are not it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
But they were not
No,
innovators.
but they
They
learned
stole
their
their work.
skills in college, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they went to
Facebook was stolen by Zuckerberg, and that what's the name? Both works were stolen. They were not innovators. They took work and basically made it better.
Pretty much all of them.
So I don't know how
Microsoft
that
did that
innovation
too.
is. They took existing work
They
and
made
made
it look better.
Okay, wait.
They made
Hold
somebody
on.
else's stuff look better.
All right. Let me. Okay. This was a discussion, men talking about black men getting in STEM and the whole things and whatnot, and then Jackie Jack hopped down in the back, and I was like, yeah, this ain't really a discussion I care to, you know, integrate the women into. So I asked her the question in the back chat, you know, if you got a STEM degree though, then hey, maybe you can offer something to this conversation. And her response is, oh, I'm sorry, I have a fashion design degree which requires math.
Yeah, no. She is in here because the topic of the conversation is actually science, technology, arts, engineering, and math. She's in the arts. She belongs with you guys.
So that's why it's appropriate because it's science, technology, it's STEAM. So yeah, science, technology, engineering, arts.
Hey, who do you think designed the interiors of the car?
Oh, did I spell STEAM wrong? Damn, my bad.
Hold on, wait. Somebody got background arts and math. So okay, she got a fashion design degree. Okay, so
wait. What kind of math is she talking about? Algebra is not the kind of math we talking about.
No, big girl math. It takes a lot of numbers to make a fat dress, bro. Fat girls wear dresses. It takes a lot of numbers.
Listen, Jackie, watch out because they're gonna try to flame you. I'm just saying, just be careful. Tread lightly because I know how these guys are. They coming for your neck.
I can take it. I can take it.
Okay.
Jackie,
you've been warned.
Jack, no. This is a nice panel. This is a nice panel. Everybody up here nice and everybody up here nice and friendly. Everybody up here nice and friendly. But all right, Jackie Jack, since arts is in STEM now and is now STEAM, and you have a fashion design degree, that means that you're equally qualified to speak on this topic as Dave and Keep It Techie.
You've been warned.
So go ahead, Jackie Jack. You got it. You got it. You're measuring arms with some people with 130 IQs that make a lot of money doing real sciencey mathy stuff. But let's go.
Well, I came in because I heard someone say that when it comes to arts and the science, whatever career path you go on, it doesn't require just one person. It requires one person to do each thing, each side, like the art side or the science side. That one person can't do it both. But in fashion design, you have to be good at math. I don't know if anyone ever heard of the term of pattern making. So it's the paper you draw out to cut out the individual pieces that makes a garment. You have to like craft it like different kind of angles, curves to make sure it fits the body perfectly. So it's a lot of like math, intricate math goes into creating patterns for each piece of a garment. And some garments will have like up to 40 to 50 pieces that goes together to create that garment.
So what math classes did you take during your degree program?
Well, we take a pattern making class, which requires like just strictly just making patterns. So it requires
wait. Let me stop you right there for a minute because this is a critical point, and I don't even mean to be like a prick about it, but
wait, let her explain it. Hurry up.
This is what I want. This is what I want explained specifically. What level of mathematical calculation is involved in pattern making?
It's not discrete level.
She didn't get a chance to explain it because you cut her off. She said
letter,
mesh.
I mean, what level?
Yeah, go ahead.
What are the choices for the levels? I don't.
Well,
So
what I
talk about
mean is this.
algebra.
No. What I mean is specifically when you're given patterns as part of your education and fashion design, what you're already doing is taking work that's been given, mathematical processes that have been worked out eons before you got to class, and then you're repeating them.
Yeah,
That's very high level math, man.
I think. Let me do that. Let me.
He still hasn't been able to explain.
That's a high level math.
Wait. Everybody stop. Everybody stop for a second. Stop. In my mind, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like in order to do what you described, it requires, I don't know, perhaps maybe some high school geometry.
Yeah. I would say geometry. Yes. That if you want to pick a level, yes, it's basically geometry.
But
the thing I'm kind of pointing out is that it's like geometry where all the answers have been worked out for you. Do you think there's not already a scale for how a skinny woman's body it's been designed and worked out eons ago? All you got to do is remember the shapes.
Hold on.
People
you just have to remember shapes.
Hold on.
You're trying to simplify it. That's not it.
All right.
No, you're really simplifying.
Hashtag let her talk. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you're correct if you want to make a standard model of a garment. Yes, they already figured out the logistics of making a standard garment. But if you're into tailoring, or if you're into if someone has a weird body shape, it has to be crafted a different way.
So I completely understand what you're saying. So I don't. I know those patterns that you're describing very well. My grandmother made wedding dresses. I grew up playing with those patterns in her sewing room, so I know exactly what you're talking about. That is nowhere near the level of math that resides in STEM. It's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I understand
that's the basic math you have to take when you just take.
I mean, but she's talking about arts, man. Like you don't gotta just kill her because she's talking about arts. The math that she learned in her art curriculum. Like that's not just dismissible. I'm not saving anybody. Like why? Like why are you holding her to a standard of a chemical engineer or something? Like why?
You let me finish. I'm not holding her to that standard. What I'm saying is, art is necessary. It is just not STEM. You can't train creativity into STEM people. You can bridge the two groups together and hope some stuff rubs off. But that already exists now. There's no reason to redo STEM in order to bring them together now, when in the real world they have to work together in their disciplines. It's unnecessary. There's no point to it. When I run a
but it's here. So like what?
Shout out.
Let me give you an example.
Real quick. Shout out to Aaron B with the comment of the day for me. That one about killed me. I mean, okay, well, right there with Stefford Lucky is saying, art is self-expression. I think that's probably a fair way to just describe it. But okay, truth teller, I'll let you go. Then we'll swing it. I do want to see what Truth Is I Know It got to say on this. But truth teller, finish up your point and then go ahead.
In the IT world, software gaming, software development, whatever, there are ways of using the creative portions of your resources to help with your design. There's prototyping. There's user experience. There's product management. There's all sorts of ways to bring that in. It's not STEM. When you get a bachelor's degree, there's either a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor's of Science. There's not a Bachelor's of Arts and Science. There is a difference. That's all. We're trying to make it one thing and it's not.
I mean,
completely different levels.
That goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, that I mean, it's just adding a portion of the curriculum to the STEM degrees. I'm not I'm not for it. I mean, it don't matter either way to me. Nice. I mean, it's like what engineering cannabis was saying is already combined. I think certain people have already said that on the panel. It's already combined, but it's not part of the curriculum. They're just looking at adding it to part of the curriculum within the STEM field. It's not saying, okay, someone that went to art school is going to now be a software engineer. You know, you still have to go through whatever training to be a software engineer, which requires the high level math, which requires what's that?
Sir,
it's already here.
I just keep saying that innovation is what they're trying to push. Innovation, period.
Let me explain one of the biggest innovation, Netflix. The biggest movies in Netflix are not basically produced by directors. They're basically created by algorithms. Black Box, one of the biggest hits, with Sandra Bullock, and that was created by an algorithm. It looked at all the watch times and all what people like to watch. Use that algorithm to create, hey, if you have a black person, a white person, and a comedian, you will get a hit. That was created by an algorithm. The greatest fashion and innovations right now is created by the AI. She talked of pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is AI.
That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Yeah,
hold on. Let me challenge that. Let me challenge that for one moment.
Let me finish. AI. I deal with AI. No, really, I deal with AI. So don't say I deal with AI.
Wait, hold on. Like, I got an important question. How do you saying that? And I understand what you're saying when you say about the movie. You said Black Box. I think you meant Bird Box.
Bird Box.
You said a white person, a black person, and a comedian. I do understand that
it was created by an AI.
Yeah, I know. I get that. They look at algorithms and they figure out exactly what people want, and then they give
That's called data science.
I don't know what that has to do. Yeah, exactly.
There's a degree.
Data science.
There's a degree in data science.
We don't need definitions to these things. We're talking about art within the context of STEAM, right? So let's just stay on
I think
data science is driven by AI.
We're not asking that question.
Wait a minute. Everybody freeze. Yo, freeze for a second. You were trying to explain how arts is a part of STEM, and you gave an example of something that was not arts. So I don't know how that helps or makes.
They're not one and the same.
I'm just saying the very specific example you gave didn't deal with arts at all.
Netflix, the movie that people watch it, and was created. An algorithm basically created. It's not.
Are you saying the movie?
The movie.
He's equating art to the movie. He's saying that the movie.
No. Isn't the movie unless the movie is not a content or art content? It's art. Isn't the movie art?
Hey, let's make it simple. Movie equals art. Wait, movie equals art. Data algorithms equals STEM. STEM, art,
STEM
movie,
and art.
Boom.
Here's the challenge to that. Here's the challenge to that, because I do understand exactly where you come from, but here's your problem. No computer can just say input one random white comedian, one black comedian, and boom, blockbuster movie. That's your algorithm. That's the algorithm you described. Just because it happened once or twice doesn't make it a standardized formula.
Netflix is built on that algorithm.
But conservative, I think what he's saying is that the output of the combination of art and STEM resulted in that movie. So the output, right?
Yes.
From the integration between those two spots.
Yes.
You can use scientific inputs to create art. I don't argue that point. You got that point. Yeah, you can use scientific inputs to create art.
In that situation, the movie is the art, but they use science.
They use data.
They use data science to help them create to make sure they put out some better art that people would really like.
That was obvious when you said that.
Just like it takes some hard science and math to build to build a nice car or even a house.
So evolution.
But yes, the artists do have to do some exterior design to make it look cute, so people will buy it.
So I wouldn't even say it's make it look cute, Bernard. I would say that there are specific roles, right? So UX, so user experience.
There you go,
UI, right? Those are particular jobs where people are really working with the art and using science, right? Technology in order to output art, right? So
that's what I work with. The UX,
UX and UI.
We can agree with that art can help science and science can help art. Yeah. But I think we all can agree that they're not the same. They just got to work together. Like it makes sense that somebody going into engineering. They're going to be designing for the rest of their life. And so it makes sense that they would have them take some art classes so they can get some foundational stuff when it comes to designing.
That's what evolution. That's what I was saying about.
I get that part, but they're holistically two different things. Truth as I know it, I mean, in my opinion, they're two different things, because I mean, there are people who work in the field that I'm not trying to trump over y'all with my own ideologies. I mean, y'all work in the field, so I'll yield to whatever y'all say.
I would even push back a little bit.
Hold on, real quick. We haven't heard from Truth as I know it. I said we was wrapping it up at 8. Whenever I say that, conversation get good. When I'm trying to get it off the air, the conversation just got good. But we do got to hear from Truth as I know it. Shout out to Bill Masters. Appreciate the super chat. Data science is not synonymous with AI. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at when I was questioning them. But moving forward, Truth as I know it in the building. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a definite delineation between art and science, and really it comes down to mathematics. Like all the sciences, all science has a core curriculum, and that core curriculum is mathematics. No matter what your degree is in, there's core classes that all revolve around science. Now, art, not so much. I mean, you're going to have to take maybe a year science, or maybe get to 100 level, maybe 200 level in math, but not too much farther than that. All the other fields, you're going to have to take more science than you would if you were an art major. So there's a delineation. But now we got to look into the future. It's not like, art and science merge today, but you got to understand what's going to happen in the future, like with quantum computers. So if you go back in history, Plato said this. I thought this was very interesting in the Republic. He goes, if I was going to build a perfect society, I'd take away the poets, I'd take away the musicians, because they lead the youth astray. And that says something, because it says that artists are able to capture the minds of people, right? Because what is art? Art is like this subconscious expression that captures other people. It's not just like, oh, it's blue and it's red and it's yellow. Right. It's always much deeper than that. It captures the zeitgeist of that time period. It taps into what people are experiencing, and then it freezes it, right? It crystallizes it, and so you have these timeless art pieces that just capture what it is. Like it could be something like a mural or a pyramid, and a pyramid, you say that's not art, but it is art, and it uses mathematics.
Movement. Yeah, like the great Bauhaus movement, when the furniture movement. Yeah, that was art, and it was cubism at its simplest, but it was a huge art movement.
Exactly. So you look at architecture, that's art. Product design, that's art. 3D printing. I mean, 3D printing is in its infantile stages right now. Who knows, in 100 years, what's 3D printing going to look like then? Like guys were talking about earlier with programming. So we look at our cell phones and you go, oh, I got an iPhone 7. I got an iPhone 10. Your iPhone 10 and an iPhone 1 barely look any different. And it's been like 20 years now. Why? Because you've got to build the machines that bring in that next era of technology. So there's going to be robots and all type of stuff that they're building the machines that build the machines that can create this new technology. And so, the people who work in science, if you're studying math and you got your nose in a computer and you're doing proofs and equations and you're building stuff and writing programs, you don't have that mind of an artist. You don't have your brain's not focused on the subconscious of society. So, you go to work and people go, oh, my office chair is not firm enough. My desk is too high. It's too low. Too much sun coming through this window. That's called ergonomics, right? And it's like ergonomics looks to make a workplace actually a more healthy environment for the people who work in it. So in the future, when you have people working on science, and this, we're talking about science that maybe we can't even imagine right now, they're going to need to be able to connect with civilization, because the piece of technology that they're working on can actually transform the landscape of society. So you take something like a quantum computer, where basically they're saying, one of the things with quantum computers that they want to do is be able to rip a wormhole in outer space so we can go to another universe and bring back minerals and anything else that we want back. So when you have that, you can't tell me that that's not like dealing almost with the subconscious level, and there's going to be some artistry with that in one way or another. So maybe you might not just have, your scientists take just 1 year of art. Maybe not. Maybe you have a whole art theory within your Googles and your Hewlett Packards and these tech firms. I think that art and technology can merge in a major way in ways that we just might not understand.
I don't think it's a can. I think it's a happening right now. Like there's almost no discipline within tech today that does not integrate art with technology. I think STEAM is actually wait, somebody got a lot of background.
Who is that?
No idea. Somebody clicking and
that was true. I think that was true. Okay, I don't know who it was. Everybody muted up, so we good. Okay.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that I think that both of them integrate in so many different ways today. I mean, even as you were mentioning architecture, UX, UI design, people don't even write program like I write programs in Python, right? But you cannot make it a lot of times where it can only be you who can be able to execute that program and have a use for it. You have to make it pretty in some ways. You have to make it like digestible to your audience, right? I mean, it's just like, and right, there's that GUI, like the graphical user interface. There's art in that. I mean, there's been so many integrations between art and tech and technology. The more and more we talk, the more and more I'm saying that STEAM is a very appropriate integration into that acronym.
All right, and then I would say, take a person like me, for instance. When I was in design school, my professor recommended that I minor in engineering. So I took just 1 year of product engineering, right? That helped me so when I went into the field of automotive, I could communicate with the engineers. The engineers took a year in art. So when design, so they could design or communicate with the designers. We can communicate with each other. We kind of have an understanding because we both have taken at least a year or so in each other's disciplines. Again, the merging of the two disciplines.
All right. We passed the 8 o'clock hour. We about to get up out of here, so I'm gonna swing it to
Hey Bernard, can I say one last thing?
Can I ask a question?
I just want to say one last thing. I thought it was an
True
interesting
Keller, Jackie
anecdote.
Jack. Go ahead, True Keller.
So what it was
Make it quick. I'm trying to get out of here. So try to.
I'm gonna make it quick. So Steve
right.
Jobs and what's his name? Who's the guy who died from Apple? What was his name? Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. They used to kind of work together. And Steve Jobs, he said this in an interview. He goes, the reason why Bill Gates never invented anything is because he never tried LSD or mushrooms. He never did psychedelics. And for him to say that, right, because he got this genius creative mind, what he's saying is that he used that he tapped into that subconsciousness that we all have to help develop these line of Apple products that help change the world. He said Bill Gates is a gifted businessman, but he don't do LSD. He's not on that level.
All right, Jackie Joyce. Uneducated Lane.
Is that a commercial for LSD and psychedelic? Like what you doing?
Yeah. Uneducated Lane. Thank you for the super chat. He says on general purpose. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who supported the stream today, man. Yeah, y'all are the bestest. But go ahead, Jackie. Jack, you in the building? You got the mic.
I have a quick question because I missed the beginning of the stream. How did this conversation come about?
Benoit kind of threw me under the bus and sent this shit to me like 30 minutes before the stream, and so I did a little research. Oh well, yeah, okay, about an hour. We got me in the middle.
I didn't even see the title. Wow.
Yeah, I thought we was
not
doing
trying to turn
one-on-one,
it.
so
it's been.
But I had to, I had to do a little research and try to familiarize because I'd never heard of S.T.E.M before you sent it to me. So
yeah, I've been hearing about S.T.E.M since I was in high school, and I was like,
S.T.E.M is old.
S.T.E.M that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
I actually know somebody who has a startup that literally leverages the acronym S.T.E.M in their title. So yeah, it's really old.
Well, just for those that are just now
and I was joking with you, Benoit.
Oh no, you good, you good. But no, hold on. I'm trying to pull up what I had up before. Hold on, 1 second. So I might as well. Damn it! How come I can't find? Okay, there. I couldn't find the share button. This is essentially what happened and what prompted this.
You still there? Or am I gone?
I think you're trying to share it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you want, I can share it for you, Benoit.
My point about the drugs, though, is that artists do them drugs. That's what they do, and they'll tell you they help me create. So I wouldn't be surprised. So you hear a guy like Steve Jobs say that, man. I think that's
Anything to do with STEM. This right here. There's some woman. Don't go googling her name. I mean, she's running for mayor in Pontiac, but don't pay that no mind. This is back in August, so but ignore her name. I know it's stupid people, but anyway, I saw this and she was putting out some of her, her agenda or whatnot, and then I looked and where it said for education, it said STEAM, and I was like, what in the hell? What is STEAM?
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, it's a few months ago.
No, I'm not talking about months. I'm talking about years old. It's probably like
it's the acronym STEAM.
At least a decade.
The acronym STEAM is more than 5 to 8 years old.
It's
I've been hearing about
it's
it.
more than 20.
Okay, I never
I was
heard
in high
of it.
school like almost 20 years ago. And
You was in high school
we were
20
talking
years
about
ago? Damn.
Yeah,
They were talking about
almost 20
STEAM
years
20
ago.
years. I don't know about that because they weren't talking
Yeah,
about it
we
when
had
I wasn't
I
there
heard it
20
like
years
10
ago.
years ago.
We
Well,
had service and
STEAM was actually introduced to the US in 2000. So
yeah.
That is
STEM
20 years
itself,
ago.
like I'm talking about just STEM though.
STEM.
So STEAM
2000.
should had to come out after
Absolutely.
that.
So
I
it came,
definitely
it
think
came
it came
after,
out after.
Yeah, it came after. Yeah, for sure.
about 5 years after.
20 years ago was around 2000. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was saying it. So I think it's been
Jackie, you
less
got to
than
get
that.
on that math now. All right. That measurement math ain't adding. Come on now.
Oh no, I mean I took calculus in high school. I said almost 20 years ago, so not 20 years ago.
All right, so just shaving 1 year. Gotcha.
But
All right.
anyway,
Listen.
so long story short, yeah. I mean, me and keep it techie. The plan was just to talk about STEM and black men getting into STEM and everything. But then I remember I saw this image, this flyer when I was walking into a restaurant, a few months ago. I took a picture of it and I was like, yes, I gotta run this by Keep It Techie and see what his thoughts are. And then it just turned into the whole show, at that point.
You gonna vote for Wanda?
And I don't live there, and no, I don't live in Pontiac, Michigan, and no, I did not. I just from the looks of thing, because of the STEAM and her blonde-ish wig, nah, she ain't getting.
Come on, man, stop trying to mail Black Manosphere talking points with.
I know.
Get out of here.
But hold on, to keep it real, I did. That was one of the first things that I asked Keep It Techie on. I was like, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm tripping. By am I overthinking Black Manosphere talking points? Because when I saw STEAM for the first time, I was like, okay, that sounds like some liberal agenda. Everybody get a trophy. Let's try to lump in the basket weavers or the fashion designers into the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And so that's why I was like, hey, this sounds like some of the type of junk we talk about. So
it's a little reachy, but it's cool.
It's not reaching. It's not reaching because it's fine arguments on many sides, as we saw demonstrated here today. But but at the end of the day, I'm not tripping. I had my pitchfork ready to go. Hood Conservative showed up. He had his pitchfork and tiki torch ready. He was gonna do a witch
as
hunt,
always.
but we pull it back. We pull it back on the witch hunt. Keep It Techie talked us down from the ledge. We didn't do the witch hunt, but we was ready.
Okay.
But,
y'all not looking for blonde wig Wanda. All right, cool.
You can't do art without science.
Okay. All right. But keep it techie, man. You got any final words for us, man?
Oh
Go ahead.
no. Last thing I got, I appreciate you bringing me on again, Bernard. This is a great discussion, you know what I'm saying? And more black men need to get into the tech field. That's kind of what I end with, and that's what I try to push, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm in the manosphere space, is to try to push people to get into the tech field, and as well as the overall STEM field. Because if you remember those stats I showed earlier, we are dead last in the STEM fields. Now I know that information was based on 2017. It was like employment data that was pulled from like 2017, 2019, or whatever. But we are dead last, and it's reflected in my anecdotal, so to speak, job experience, where I'm pretty much the only black guy in the room, in most positions that I've worked in. So it's definitely important for us IT guys as well to push it, as much as we can to more people, so we can get more black guys into the field.
And also to piggyback off of that, pushing it into creating and not only focusing on one way to get into the field, right?
Exactly.
All right, I'm not gonna blow up the panel, but there are people who are out there on YouTube and in different spaces talking about that black men need to do one thing in order to get into the field. I would say use every method to get in, because really that thing that's important is that experience. Once you get a foot in the door, you can leverage that experience to gain better opportunities, a better financial future, and a better way to support your family and future goals, where finances will not be an issue. So use all of the methods. Go ahead, keep taking.
And let me piggyback off of that as well.
Well, I mean, he just was like he spit bars from that Whitney Houston song when he was saying all that. But anyway,
me,
it's like you were singing. Children,
I was singing.
Never mind.
That's my art.
Also, let me add to that though, right fast, Chris. I'm sorry. But that's why I said earlier in the conversation that if you can pull together 20 different network engineers or systems administrators, you could pull them all together, you know what I'm saying, and they'll tell you, each one of them will tell you a different way that they got into the IT field. It's no one way. So I mean, pick the best process, or pick the best area that you're trying to get into. First, you plan it out, pick what you're trying to go into, and then look into what you're actually want to get into and do the research on it, and then push and try to get into that field. Also look into a mentor. Try to find you someone on LinkedIn that's in the area of IT that you're trying to get into, and speak to them, just like me, just like Gabe, just like pretty much anybody that works in the IT field. Especially if we're black and you're black and you coming up to us, we will fucking do everything we can. And I'm sorry to curse, but we'll do everything we can to try to help you guys get into the field, giving you all the knowledge that we have. And also, if we don't have the answers, point you to the people that do have the answers. So that's my last words, Bernard. I appreciate it.
I'm pointing you to everybody but Theo. All right. Yeah, peace out.
Yeah, Theo, if you're still listening, Gabe A came right in here taking shots at you, man. He came in. Pookie Gabe A from the start, just so you know.
Oh, my bad. My name is that. Oh, shoot.
Soon as he entered the chat, it was straight Pookie Gabe A. But shout out to Snuggles. She said very interesting about something on a higher level. All the people you have viewing this information, people say what they need, but do what they want. Shout out to you, Snuggles. Appreciate it. And Theo, man, you ain't had to do that, man. You already hit me with a bunch of money earlier, man. Come on, Theo. I don't even know what to do with all of this, man. You're humbling me. Thank you very much. He says, don't aim low, aim high. You can do it. Nope. We're not doing a CompTIA debate. It ain't happening.
It doesn't have to be a CompTIA debate. Theo doesn't hire. All right.
No, sorry, stop.
Theo doesn't hire anybody. Okay.
Stop.
Hey, thanks
for having me. He's not a director. He's not any. Like he just.
No. Gabe, quit being a Pookie. Quit being a Pookie. All right, we getting out of here. All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you, Theo.
Employer
KD,
Theo.
Theo here, everybody. Oh yeah, I was on Brother Xavier the other day, right?
Man, briefly.
When Theo on there, oh man, I know. Yeah, okay. Hopefully everything.
It's nothing to watch. I dropped down early, man. It ain't
hopefully the educated brothers, the smart brothers behave themselves. But all right, we getting out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
Go over to Obsidian. Go over to Obsidian. Obsidian live right now. Obsidian is live right now. Go check him out. We out of here. Theo, quit sending me all that money, man. I don't know what to do with all that money. Cut it out. All right, y'all. Peace.
Don't hire anybody.